Welcome home, Jennifer.
These characters got a reminder of their past or a glimpse at their futures. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 characters who meet their older or younger selves. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at movie characters that come into contact with younger or older versions of themselves via time travel. However, parallel universes where the alternate versions are the same age do not count. Also, as you can expect, a few spoilers lie ahead.
Come on, Ted. We've got some historical figures to rescue.
Number 10. Ebenezer Scrooge, A Christmas Carol.
Hear me! I'm not the man I was!
In this version of the timeless Charles Dickens story, Jim Carrey plays Ebenezer Scrooge as an old man, a middle-aged man, and a young man. The prototypical miser and curmudgeon Scrooge is shown his past, his present, and the grim version of his future that will come to pass if he doesn't change his ways.
No! Am I that man who lay upon the bed?
Scrooge may not interact directly with his younger self, or with his apparent corpse during his experience of things yet to come. However, his older and younger selves ultimately send the present Scrooge down the right path, demonstrating that it's never too late to change.
Hilly-hoo! Get up!
Number 9. Louis Cornelius Robinson. Meet the Robinsons.
Oh!
As a young orphan inventor, much of Louis's motivation throughout Meet the Robinsons is his desire for a family. And not only does Louis meet his future self, he also encounters his future adopted family and many extended relations, including his eventual wife and son, the latter of whom sets much of the plot in motion.
Ratted out by the old lady. Harsh.
Louis's own older self, who's been given the nickname Cornelius, doesn't meet Louis until the second half of the film, but he does give himself some valuable advice, helping to assure that his future is a bright one.
Nothing is set in stone. You gotta make the right choices and keep moving forward.
Number 8. Senator Aaron McComb, Time Cop.
Aaron!
Come here.
Although we wish we could have seen Max Walker meet himself properly, our pick goes to the villainous Senator McComb.
If I were you, I wouldn't cash that check.
The slimy politician uses time travel to fund not only his bid for the presidency, but also to eliminate anyone who opposes him. McComb meets himself on several occasions, the first time to kill their former partner in a software company that made it big after buying him out.
The computer market was saturated, the software stocks were in the toilet, and your coldware revolutionizes the industry.
They next meet when the younger version is tricked into going to Walker's house at the film's climax, which allows the time cop to defeat him by getting the two McCombs to touch, causing a grisly paradox.
Will you do me a favor? Will you lay off the candy bars?
Number 7. Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Hey! That's us!
Hard to believe, but these two wannabe rocker slackers are destined for greatness. Even Bill and Ted find this notion pretty far-fetched when a time traveler named Rufus tells them so outside a Circle K.
I'm here to help you with your history report.
What?
However, it's the arrival of their future selves, who are slap-bang in the middle of their own time-traveling adventure with historical figures, that convinces the most triumphant duo to begin their journey in the first place. Well, that and their future counterparts' ability to guess a certain number.
69, dudes!
This moment is unusual in that we see it from both versions' perspectives, as it's returning to this event that gets future Bill and Ted back on track.
Catch you later, Bill and Ted!
Number 6. Russel Morley Russ Duritz, the Kid.
I grow up to be a loser.
In this Disney film, an image consultant named Russ finds himself mysteriously confronted with his childhood self, Rusty.
This is scary.
No. This is hilarious.
Unlike most of the entries on our list, Russ and Rusty's interactions form the bulk of the film's plot, with each assisting the other with their troubles. Russ comforts Rusty over their mother's death and their father's inability to cope. And Rusty's presence reminds Russ of his childhood dreams.
Look at us go.
Look at us go.
A third elderly version is even seen before the film's end, effectively showing how the experience will change Russ for the better in the future.
It was especially nice seeing you again.
Number 5. Dr. David Bowman, 2001: A Space Odyssey. David Bowman is the last surviving astronaut on a mission to investigate an unusual monolith's transmission to Jupiter. When he arrives near the gas giant, however, another mysterious object draws Dave into the vortex. In the film's famous and surreal final sequence, Dave views progressively older versions of himself and then becomes them, in an elegant room that appears to have been provided for him. Whether the elder Daves are aware that their younger selves see them is open to interpretation. However, there's nothing ambiguous about this scene's place in popular culture. Number 4. Charles Xavier, Professor X, X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Charles.
With a title and premise like Days of Future Past, there's plenty of interaction between time periods, primarily through the conduit of Logan, also known as Wolverine. The ageless fighter has trouble convincing the younger versions of his friends to help, particularly Professor X, who's lost much of his drive and optimism. However, by looking into Logan's mind, Charles speaks to himself in the future.
Sometimes we all need a little help.
The elder Charles tells his younger self not to lose hope and not to fear the pain he sees in other people's minds or his own.
So much pain. It's not that pain you're afraid of. It's yours, Charles.
Setting him back on the path to become a mentor for mutants.
Please, Charles, we need you to hope again.
Number 3. Spock, Star Trek.
I am not our father.
Turns out Spock plays a big part in the creation of the new Star Trek universe, literally. It's the actions of the original Spock, or Spock Prime, that motivate the Romulan villain Nero to alter history, in turn creating the new timeline established in the 2009 Star Trek film.
How did you persuade him to keep your secret?
The two Spocks meet near the end of the film, in a short scene that's at once pivotal and also a sort of passing of the torch moment.
An act of faith. One I hope that you'll repeat in the future as Starfleet.
The elder Spock encourages his younger self to embrace his human side and a career in Starfleet, which are both things that changed his own life for the better.
Good luck.
Number 2. Biff Tannen, Back to the Future Part 2.
Get the hell out of my car, old man!
The second Back to the Future film features many characters running into themselves, but we chose the moment when the McFly family nemesis meets himself, because it's pivotal to the plot. Arriving in 1955 from 2015, the elder Biff has with him a sports almanac that will allow his teenage self to get rich by betting on the outcomes of various games. The Biffs play off each other hilariously, with young Biff exasperated by the geezer forcing his views on him, and old Biff frustrated by the teenage bully's stupidity.
Just get in the car, butthead. Who you calling butthead, butthead?
Since Biff's eventual wealth allows him to turn Hill Valley into a nightmarish hell, Marty must fix things, kicking off the entire plot.
The information in here is worth millions, and I'm giving it to you.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Can you save the world while I go get the girl? Sure, Austin, from 10 minutes from now.
Hey, my name's Kay. What's your name?
James.
James? That's a nice name.
Number 1. Joe Looper. Bruce Willis has met himself a lot in movies, hasn't he? In this film, he portrays Old Joe, the version of the titular Looper from the future, while Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays the present-day Young Joe. Although Young Joe is meant to kill his older self in order to close the loop, Old Joe is determined to change the past and save his wife by killing the child that will one day be responsible for her death.
It's gonna happen to you.
It happened to you. It doesn't have to happen to me.
It's kind of confusing to explain, to be honest, but the interaction between the Joes definitely drives the narrative, making Looper a film that embodies the point of our list more than any other.
Why don't you just take your little gun out between your legs and do it? Boy,
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.